Today's question: how do humans feel about food? Firstly, what I have is that a lot of people waste money on their food. Or maybe I shouldn't say waste. They spend a lot of money on their food. They want those 5-course meals or fancy decorations all around with a tiny portion. No. I mean, why? Is it only for the atmosphere? Is it only... I mean, sometimes it tastes good, but still. You could find something cheaper that still tastes good. So that's what people do that I don't understand, that maybe they shouldn't do, and they'd have more money and they'd stop complaining and the world would be better, but hey, that's just... They waste it. Once they spend thousands of dollars or, you know, whatever amount it is, on it, they don't even eat all of it. They don't even save it for later. I mean, don't you think that's so wasteful? I mean, sure, they can feed it to the dog, feed it to the tree, but even then it's gonna rot and feed something that you don't want to feed out in the wilderness. But anyway, maybe you shouldn't waste your food after you spend all that money on it. Even if you don't spend a lot of money on it, it's nourishment, keeps you alive. You should try and buy less. If you find yourself wasting it, buy less. A lot of people don't try new foods. They stick with what they know. They're afraid of some unknown flavor, some unknown creature is going to attack them from within if they try it. Like, no, it's not going to happen. If you don't like it, spit it out. I mean, quite honestly, a lot of people are babies, if you ask me. But sometimes, I guess, it's understandable. Maybe they don't want to try the insects that still look alive, or the fish that are looking back at you. That I can understand. But if it's cooked up and you don't even know what it is, I mean, you should still try it, because it could be delicious. You never know until you try it. Such a big problem in our society is that people eat too much food, which then results in larger mass on your body, and yeah, it's not good. So, I don't want to get too touchy here, but some people say it's a psychological thing. Some people say they just can't help it. Some people say this and that and the other, but for those of you who don't feel that there's some type of psychological hold upon you that's making you eat food to forget the past, you just eat it because you eat it. You eat it because you don't know what else to do with your life. You eat it because, yeah, mainly that. You should try and eat less of that. Even if you love food, try and eat less of it and see if that helps you with the way you feel about your body and the way it looks. Yeah. I mean, you can still be big and beautiful, that's all. But if you're unhappy and you want to change, then try eating less of it. Even just a little bit. Try and wean yourself off a little bit each day. That'll be easier than cold turkey, because it's hard. A lot of people only love certain foods. They focus in on these one foods, and maybe these foods aren't the best for them, or maybe they, I don't know, just are low in supply, aren't in season all the time, so they're more expensive. Try some variety in your diet, because it's not good to focus in on one thing. Your body gets bored. Maybe you think your mind doesn't, but your body will get bored, so try something else. They hate other foods. Now this I can completely understand, because sometimes you're allergic. Sometimes it just tastes nasty. Sometimes it just tastes nasty. I mean, that I completely understand, so you go at it. But also, going along with that, sometimes you hate things as children and love them as adults, and vice versa. So try something you hated as a child again as an adult or a teenager or whatever. Maybe you don't hate it as much. Or if you keep trying something, you usually hate it less. You grow more tolerant of it. So the answers, my dear viewers, are that people spend too much money on food, or they spend as little as possible. There might be a middle thing, but you know, whatever. People waste it, or they save it for later. They don't try, they're not open to new things, so they miss out on a lot, or they are open to new things and they find new favorites and new recipes. Oh, they eat too much, get bloated, get big, or they eat in moderation, maintain a weight or lose a weight. They love certain kinds more than others, so that's generally what they stick to, which is the same as what I have. Or they hate certain kinds, which they generally stay away from, whether from allergies or just plain hatred. So there you go. Try out those tips if you're worried about anything, and that's how humans behave about food. Next, I'll tell you how I feel about it.